Om Sai Ram. This is Venkat for SaiSai.com, the world's smallest network for Sai devotees. For many years, I've been reading Sai Satcharitra and I wanted to add some romance to it. Satcharitra, of course, is very divine, but whenever I read it, I count the number of pages remaining to complete Satcharitra. I used to think, Baba, will you fulfill my wish? Will you do this to me? Will you do that to me? So what happens is that when we are thinking about our own worries, we are not actually thinking about Baba's life. Satcharitra must be read with so much of love and romance on Sai Baba. You must fall in love with him. And when you read Baba's stories, you must express that love on him. You must relate your life with the stories in Satcharitra. One of those beautiful stories in Satcharitra is in chapter 26 about Harichandra Pitale. Now I'm going to read this for you and I hope you all will like it. There was a gentleman by name Harichandra Pitale in Bombay. He had a son who suffered from epilepsy. He tried many allopathic and Ayurvedic doctors, but there was no cure. There remained only one way of remedy, which is resorting to saints' feet. It has been stated in chapter 25 that Das Ganu, by his inimitable and splendid kirtans, spread the fame of Sai Baba in Bombay Presidency. Mr. Pitale heard some of these kirtans in 1910 and learned therefrom and from others that Baba, by his touch and mere glance, cured many incurable diseases. Then a desire arose in his mind to see Sai Baba. Making all preparations and taking presents and fruit baskets, Mr. Pitale came to Shirdi with family, wife and children. He then went to masjid with them, prostrated before Baba and placed his sick son on Baba's feet. No sooner Baba saw the child than an untoward thing happened. The son immediately revolved his eyes and fell down senseless. His mouth began to foam and his whole body began to perspire profusely, and it seemed as if he breathed himself out. Seeing this, the parents became very nervous and excited. The boy used to get such fit very often, but this fit seemed to persist long. Tears began to flow ceaselessly from the mother's eye, and she began to wail, crying that her condition was like that of a person who, being afraid of robbers, ran into a house which collapsed on him, or like a cow fearing a tiger ran into the hands of a butcher, or like a traveler who, being tormented by the heat of the sun, went to take refuge under a tree which fell upon him, or like a devout person going for worship into a temple which collapsed upon him. Then Baba comforted her, saying, "Do not wail like this. Wait a bit. Have patience. Take the boy to your lodging. He will come to his senses within half an hour." Then they did as directed by Baba and found that his words came true. As soon as he was taken into the Vada, the boy recovered and all the Pitale family, husband and wife and others were very delighted and all their doubt disappeared. Then Mr. Pitale came with his wife to see Baba and prostrated before him very humbly and respectfully and sat shampooing his legs and mentally thanking Baba for his help. Baba then smilingly said, "Are not all your thoughts, doubts and apprehensions calmed down now? Hurry, Lord will protect him who has got faith and patience." Mr. Pitale was a rich and well-to-do gentleman. He distributed sweetmeat on a large scale and gave Baba excellent fruits and pan, which is betel leaves. Mrs. Pitale was very sattvic lady, simple, loving and faithful. She used to sit near the post staring at Baba with tears of joy flowing down from her eyes. Seeing her of an amicable and loving nature, Baba was much pleased with her. Like gods, saints are always dependent on their devotees who surrender and worship them with heart and soul. After passing some happy days in Baba's company, the Pitale family came to masjid to take Baba's leave to depart. Baba gave them udi and blessings and called Mr. Pitale close by and said to him, "Bapu, I had given you before ₹2. Now I gave you ₹3. Keep these in your shrine for worship and you will be benefited." Mr. Pitale accepted these as prasad, prostrated himself again before Baba and prayed for his blessings. A thought arose in his mind that as that was his first trip to Shirdi, he could not understand what Baba meant when he said that he had given ₹2 previously. He was curious to have this mystery solved, but Baba kept silent. When Mr. Pitale returned to Bombay, he narrated to his mother all that happened at Shirdi and the mystery about Baba's giving him ₹2 formerly. The mother also did not understand the mystery, but thinking seriously about that, she was reminded of an old incident which solved the mystery. She said to her son, "As you now went to Sai Baba with your son, so had your father done when he took you to Akalkot for darshan of that Maharaj there many years ago. That Maharaj also was a Siddha, perfect yogi, omniscient and liberal. Your father was pure, devout, and his worship was accepted. He then gave your father ₹2 for being kept in the shrine and worshipped. Your father worshipped them accordingly till his death. But thereafter the worship was neglected and rupees were lost. After some years, the memory of these ₹2 also disappeared, and now, as you are very fortunate, that Akalkot Kar Maharaj has appeared to you in the form of Sai Baba himself, just to remind you to do your duties and worship and to ward off all dangers. Now beware henceforth, leave off all doubts and bad thoughts, follow your ancestors and behave well. Go on worshipping the family gods and the rupees. Appraise properly and take pride in the blessings of saints. Sai Samartha has kindly revived the spirit of bhakti in you. Cultivate it for your benefit." Hearing the remarks of the mother, Mr. Pitale was very much delighted. He came to know and was convinced about all pervasiveness of Baba and the significance of his darshan. From that time onwards, he became very careful about his behavior. Do you like this story? What do you understand from this story? I know several times when you pray Baba, you only pray with lots of self-centered desires in you to get fulfilled. And you go to temple, you light a lamp, you offer flowers, maybe you even travel all the way to Shirdi. But after doing that, if something bad happens to you, you say, "Baba, I've been worshipping you with so much faith and trust on you, and this is what you give to me. Is this fair on your part, Baba? You've hurt me so much. You're giving me so much problems." Do not be like that. Baba is not testing you. It is something which is destined to happen, which has happened. And even when it has happened, don't think that Baba is not caring for you. Accept it. You have to bear it with complete faith on Sai Baba. Because only when you are facing sufferings and difficulties in life, you must never lose your faith on Sai. You must hold on to him. You must stick to him. You must hug him. You must understand his love on you. And one fine day you will realize the result of your faith. You too will have beautiful experiences in your life. Good days are coming, and I want each and every one of you who's listening to this to pray Baba without any doubts and love him immensely. This is Venkat for StarStar.com.